Hello, everyone. Today is February 23rd, and this is our A0 Introduction to Circassian course. This is John T. Amisha. I was just looking over my YouTube channel, and this is officially class number 16. And I teach two sections. So this class and the Eurasian class. And so after tomorrow morning, I will have been teaching in this semester for a total of 48 hours. And there's probably a 1.5 to 1 ratio for every hour that I'm teaching. There's at least a half an hour of developing content, like writing all the PowerPoint slides. So I'll probably, before Ramadan starts, I'll be in at 100 hours. That's a lot of time. All right, so let's jump in. We're going to keep building on what we've been doing so far. I've been experimenting with my daughter. We have one-to-one classes. Today's class is going to move quickly because you'll be shocked. On Monday, we only had 4 students, and today we have 5 students. So when we have fewer students, we actually are able to cover a lot more content. The other thing that I'm experimenting with in today's class is my Eurasian class is getting bigger, not smaller. There's more Circassians outside of North America. So what we have are students who pop in and pop out. Because students pop in and pop out, this is not a class in a university, and it's not something that you can make money on. So the odds are very high that people will pop in and pop out, get busy with work, whatever. So what I'm also trying to do is treat this almost like a TV show, where if you come to one class, you can start at 0 in advance. If you come to every other class, you can still follow along. And if you come to every class, you can benefit the most. It's working well with my daughter as I've been experimenting, because she speaks very little Circassian. So we're going to try this today and see how it goes. All right. Okay. So we've covered this verb before, but we're going to do a little bit of a review. So everybody open up your mics, turn off the mute. All right. So class.
Sit.
Robotum. No, how does my wife say it? I say robot. She says robot. Robotum zagorjea. Ooh. Robotum zagorjea. George.
Sit, Janti.
Sit robotum jiera.
Robotem zgorjea.
Zgorjea. I was sit zagor. Sit zagor.
Sharkam?
Yitzar.
Huh?
Yitzar.
Yitzar.
Yeah.
Robotem yitzarjea.
Robotem yitzarjea. Pej. Robotem yitzarjea. Ola. Sit robotem yitzar.
Robotem khabarjea.
Araqam sinwubshar. That's not what I asked you. Robotem yitzar sit.
Robotem yitzar sit.
Yeah.
Osmanch?
Charlie.
Charlie, okay.
Is that okay with you?
Yeah, Charlie.
Okay. Robotem yitzar Charlie. Robotem yitzar Charlie. Zanshawa.
Sit.
Robotem sit jiera.
Robotem je kakwa.
Robotem jea hawa. Jiera kakwa. Robotem jea.
What did you ask? Oh, I thought we were just going through them. Yes. Robotem je yitzar.
Awa sit yitzar.
Robotem yitzar Charlie.
Charlie shinta. Charlie sit jiera.
Charlie je khabar.
Yitzar.
Oh, sorry. I thought we were continuing through it. Yes, yitzar.
Yitzar. So, Ola.
Sit.
Wa khabar jboa. I'm telling you, wa khabar jboa.
I tell you a story?
No, I'm telling you that you are telling a story.
Okay.
Okay. Wa khabar jboa. Okay. So what's the jipara?
Robotem Khabar jea.
Robotum. Okay, so we're gonna, this works differently with my daughter. So we're gonna do a little different now. I'm gonna start over. I'm going to be the storyteller. I will dictate the terms of the story. Okay, so robotum, we're gonna start over, reboot. Robotum zagor jea. Okay. Ola wa witsar jboa. Wa witsar jboa.
Sesitzar olash.
Okay. Zanshawa wa khabar jboa. You are telling a story. Berzaj wa qaqwa jboa. You are saying, come here. Sara wa zagwar jboa. You are saying something. Robot tamri zagwar jea. Sara zagwar jea. Okay, everybody clear? Okay. George.
جانت سيكلاش.
Robotum سجيرة.
روبوتم خبار جاء.
خبار جيرة.
مهم.
حوا.
مهم.
Robotum زغور جيرة.
أبغى خسخواغاو.
Robotum زغور جيرة. Ola خبار جيرة.
أوكي. روبوتم زغور جاء.
زغور جيرة. خد خبار جيرة.
أولا خبار جاء.
Ola what's it جبرة?
Yitzar.
يتسر. يتسر جبوة.
Yitzar.
زنشاوة. زنشاوة. زيكت كرجة. زنشاوة.
Oh no, can you hear me? I'm gonna
Yeah.
turn off my video.
Okay. Ola جيرة يتسر حمرا خبار.
Ola Yitzar Jea.
مطا خد خبار جيرة.
Khat Khabar. I forget.
خد خبار جيرة. Who's
I
saying the
forget.
story?
I don't remember.
Who remembers who's telling the story? Who's saying a story?
أولا.
Ola's saying the name.
Yeah.
George, you're telling the story.
I thought it was أولا خبار جاء.
Ola خبار جيرة?
Yeah.
Okay. Then what are you saying, George?
Well, I say that the robot says its name.
Okay. Georgia, robotum za Georgia. Berzej, what's it jipara?
ساق جزاء.
Waqa aqua jipara. Khatwi dejta kakona wuhwe.
ورش تبلغ.
Sara. Si guapo khonos. Sara,
Chanti.
what's it jipara?
Sa zagwar jea.
Sa zagwar jizoa.
Jazoa.
Wa zagwar jipara. Hamra khabar jipara.
Sa zagwar joara. Jazea.
Khat yajiri khabar jea.
Yajri George khabar jea.
George jabar khabar jea. Khunsh. Sit George jera.
George khabar jeara.
Jea. Zanshawa, what's it jipara?
I honestly don't remember which one I was saying.
Okay.
Khabar sa khabar jizoa.
Khunsh, wa khabar jboa. Khunshta. Nakwa ajadokwa. Class.
That's it.
Sa wo we makar zichizoch.
Oh.
Zichizoch. Acha was a dawa. So we're just practicing pronunciation. This is going to be mental soup in your minds. That's okay. We're going to go through 6 forms of the verb. It's okay if this is mental soup in your mind. We're just practicing motor memory. So mute yourselves for a minute so you can practice out loud, and we're going to go through this together. Sa, z, he, zoch, zichizoch, chizoch, zichizoch, wa, z, he, boch, cheboch, zicheboch, ab, z, chech, zichech, sa, zichizoch, wa, zicheboch, ab, zichech. It's just about motor memory. Okay, don't worry about memorization. This is mental soup. It's okay. It's about motor memory. Now the question forms. Sa, z, chas, chara, chaschara, chaschara, zichaschara, wa, z, chap, chara, not chara, chara, zichap chara, wa, zichap chara, ab, z, chi, chara, chichara, zichichara. All right, let's open up the mics. Berzej,
Janti.
tell me you as an individual, say, Janti, I hear.
Sa, zichizoch.
Okay. Ola, tell Berzej that he hears. Say, Berzej, you hear.
Berzaj was zicheboch.
Mhm. Sarah, tell Zanshawa that Charlie hears.
أبي أبي زخوخ
Zechech.
زخيخ sorry.
Zechech. Okay. Zanshawa, ask George if you, Zanshawa, are hearing, if you hear.
George,
Mhm.
sa, zacheschara. Zacheschara.
Zechechera. Now, George, ask Zanshawa if you are hearing him. I'm sorry, ask Zanshawa if he hears.
Zanshawa, wa zichach?
Zechechera.
Oh, okay, I see what it is. Okay. Oh, Zanshawa was zichach.
Okay. And then Ola, ask if Charlie is able, if he is hearing.
Abe zichichara.
Abazichishara. Okay. So we all feel comfortable. You guys did a good job with the pronunciation. Okay. We all feel comfortable with the pronunciation. Okay. So sa we maqr zichizoch. I hear your voice. Maq is actually sound, but it also means voice. Sa we maqr zichizoch. Sa red zichizoch. I hear a song. Sa radio zichizoch. Sa awathawa. Awa awathawa zichizoch. I hear a noise. I hear a noise. So maq, it means voice or sound. Okay. Awasawa only ever means noise. Okay. Okay. George,
تتسي خوش.
wasi maqar zikhabkhira?
انت سوي ماكر زخزوخ.
Sasi maqar zikhabkhira. Hamra radio zikhabkhira.
وي ماكر زخزوخ.
Berzaj,
جانتي
wana mish, except for you. Wana mish, khat sasi maqar zikhikhira.
جورج ويماكر زخيخ
Pej, George si maqar zikhikh. George si maqar zikhikh. Ola,
Sit.
sit George zikhikhira.
George Maker Zahir.
Sit khoda maqar. Khat ya maqar. Khat.
Word Zahir.
Sasi maqar zikhikh.
Oh,
Abgrura, do you understand?
yeah.
Okay.
The same.
Sit George zikhikhira.
Sasi Maker Zahir.
Wawi maqar zikhikh. Sari si maqar zikhikhira.
Da Sari Wariz Maker Zahir.
Pej, wari sari di maqar zikhikh. Pej, pej. Sara,
سجنتي.
khat sasi maqamra. Ola ye maqamra zikhikh. Khat.
ماكر زخيخ.
Our khat zikhikh. Who hears the voice?
Oh, خت. أبي. Or how do I say all of you?
Fapsori.
Fabsori.
Okay.
So what? Ola, George, I think.
Psori zikhikh.
Sorry, زخيخ.
What is zikhab karasasi maqar?
أنت سماكر زخ. Sorry, how do you say for the I?
Zikhizoch.
زخزوخ.
Yeah. Is the screen too small?
No,
No?
it's not. I'm just using my iPad, so I
Okay,
can't see it
okay.
very well.
Zanshawa.
Sit.
Wa televisor. Television. Wa televisor zikhab
Hawa.
Sit zikhab wa.
So, I hear your voice. So
Ja'a.
it'd be the sawa we maker zachizo.
Zichizoch.
Zichizo.
Sawi makar zichizoch. Berzaj.
جانتي
Egyptsto. George Yamakar zikhab
هو سا زخزوخ رقم صدوق
Sedauks. Oh, Daukum. Sit Egyptsto zikhab
ويماكر زخزوخ
Pej sasi makar zikhboch. Ola.
Da.
O Egyptsto sasi makar zikhab Hamra Berzaj Yamakar zikhab
Egyptsto Sawi Maker Zahazor.
Pej. Egyptsto sasi makar zikhboch. Sara.
سجنتي.
Egyptsto sasi makar zikhab Hamra televizor zikhab
يجب ستو وماكر زخبوخ.
Egyptsto Pej. Egyptsto sawi makar zikhzoch. Zanshawa.
Sit.
Khat ye makar zikhab
Whose voice do I hear? we maker.
Tá, Pej, Yijiri.
Oh, yes. We maker zichazoch.
Zichazoch, Pej. Sasi maker zichazoch. Well, we maker zichazoch, Pej. Class.
Sit.
Sit.
Sa yijipstu awashawa zichazoch. Sa yijipstu awashawa zichazoch.
It's the Khafkara.
Awashawa.
Our shower. Sit our shower.
Noise.
Oh, okay. Noise. Okay.
Noise.
Okay.
Sa yijipstu awashawa zichazoch. Sa yijipstu we maker zichaskirkum. Zichaskirkum. Sa yijipstu awashawa zichazoch.
Oh, sit koda our shower.
Bjes ansh. Hang on, I'll tell you. We'll get there, okay? Ola,
Sit.
yijipstu sit zichaskira. Wa we maker hamra awashawa.
أوثق ورقم ماقر زخزوخ.
Wa pej wa maker zichaboch. Our sa sit zichaskira. Wa we maker hamra awashawa.
Sorry, just to make sure I got, you're asking me if you heard a voice or noise?
Yes.
Wa وماكر زخبوخ.
Hawa. Sa awashawa zichazoch. Sa wa we maker zichaskirkum. Awastami sa awashawa zichazoch. Sit zichaskira sa. Ola, sit sa zichaskira.
Wa awashawa zikhaboch.
Pej sa awashawa zichazoch. Wari awashawa zichapshira.
Hawasa wasimakir zikhazoch.
Pej wa sasimakir zichaboch. Berzej.
Sijanti.
Ola sit zichichira. Sasimakir hamra awashawa.
Abba we maker zechech.
Zichich pej. Sara.
Sejanti.
Chat awashawa zichichira. Zichichira.
Sakhira.
Chat.
Awatlawa zakhaboch.
Pej. Wa awashawa zichaboch. Pej. I'm going to repeat what you guys say just to make sure the pronunciation is clear for everybody else. Okay. Wa awashawa zichaboch. Sa awashawa zichazoch. Zichazoch. Pej. Zanshawa.
Sit.
Sa zit zichaskira.
Can you say that one more time?
Sa sit zichaskira.
Wachawa zichboch.
Pej. Wa awashawa zichaboch. Sa awashawa zichazoch. Pej. George.
Sejanti.
Wa sit zichapchira. Sasimakir hamra awashawa.
Sa zakhazoch. Both.
Uri.
Uri.
Zichazoch.
Uri is zakhazoch.
Okay. Class.
Sit.
Sa awashawa zichazoch. Awashawar zichaskir. Waraj. Oh. So warad zichazoch. So I'm hearing a noise. What's that noise? It's a song. It's a song. Okay, that's the noise. I thought it was a noise. Really, it's a song. Okay, so sa sit zichaskira. أوثاوة حمرة ورد.
ورد.
ورد. زنشاوة
Sit.
وري ورد زخبخرة.
انت سورد زخزو.
وري ورد زخبخرة.
Right, I said I hear the song.
Yeah, so, and I said, you also hear a song? So now tell me, yes, I also hear a song.
Suri ورد زخزو.
Paj, sari ورد زخزوخ. برزج.
جانتي
خط ورد زخيخرة.
ورا زنشاورا ورد
زخيخ.
زخيخ
وري ورد زخبخرة.
هو ورد زخسخركم
ورد زخبخركم.
هو
سج حتشا.
صدق
What dogs? What dog? He says he's deaf. What dog? What dog?
أنا
Hola.
بفجأة
Hola.
Sit.
وري ورد زخبخرة.
ورد زخزوخ.
ست زخبخرة. ورد حمراء أو ساوة.
ورد زخزوخ.
ورد. Okay. سارة.
Sit, Janti.
سسيماقر زخبخرة.
حواس وورد وورد زخبوخ.
بج. وورد زخبوخ. بج. سا ورد زخزوخ. أوا و سارة. و سسيماقر زخبخرة.
تا سا ماخر زخزوخ.
سا وويماقر زخزوخ.
سا واوي ماقر زخزوخ.
سا وويماقر زخزوخ. بج. جورج.
Janti.
سارة ست زخيخرة. سسيماقر حمراء أو الآوة.
Sara Sara وماقر زخيخ.
بج. سارة سيماقر زخيخ. خت سيماقر زخيخرة. جورج.
Sararash, like it's Sarah.
سارة راش.
Sari.
وري سيماقر زخبخرة.
Sari وماقر زخزوخ.
Okay.
Sarara Sara وماقر
زخدوخ.
زخدوخ. Okay.
Yeah, it's not on the screen, but it's zikador.
No, I know. I was trying to guess zikhadoch. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I wonder what
I hear
song
one
you're-
in my head though.
It depends on what medication we're all on.
No, actually, can I try saying something?
Sure.
I don't know if it's gonna be good, but يجبستو سيشحم in my head, like
Yeah.
okay, سيشحم ورد زخزوخ.
Yeah, that's correct. Sa yijibstu sishham warad zichazoch. Yeah. Okay. Berzej.
جانتي
Robot yijibstu radio zichech. Radio zichech. Yijibstu sit zichicher robot. Radio hamra warad.
روبوت راديو زخيخ
Radio zichech. Pez. George.
Sit Janti.
Chat yijibstu radio zichichera.
برزاج يجبستو راديو زخيخ.
Berzej zichech. Chat yijiri zichichera.
خت يجري
Robot.
زانشاوا.
How? Robot.
روبوت
Robot. To robot.
Aha.
Ola.
Sit.
Yijibstu Sit berzet zechichra. Awathawa hamara radio.
Radio abe radio. No.
The internet broke up. Can you repeat it?
Oh, I said abe radio zechich.
Haj abe radio zechich. Okay. So we covered all the words, right? We covered everything here. We went through one verb and you got 4 nouns. And we practiced them all. And we knew all this stuff before. This is a brand new verb, right? So I'm calling this my little verb sandwich. It's a verb that we saw before, a brand new verb, and we got 4 more new vocabulary words. And I'm trying to put a known word or a loan word, or what's the word? Cognate, radio. You're never going to forget radio, right? So now comes the sandwich part. Class. Robotem ji'er zechepchera. Robotem ji'er zechepchera. Do you hear what the robot is saying? So now we're combining the verbs. Do you hear what the robot is saying? Now, this is a little trick. Okay. Do you see here the question form of abuji'ara? You see how it ends in ra? Okay, this is question form. We've seen this many times before. This is not new. This is not new. What is new and what is a little tricky is this. This is not a question form. This is a question form because it ends in ra and it finishes the sentence with a question mark. Do you remember a few classes ago, we said, Salim khajabzim jre'a. The boy tells the girl, and it's not ji'a, it's not je'a, it's jre'a. Do you guys remember what I explained why we have that R inside of the verb?
Because someone is doing something.
Yes.
Like the action
it shows,
to someone.
yes. It shows that the verb is referring to something, right? So here, robotum ji'a ar. This ar means the thing that the robot is saying, right? So this R all by itself means the thing that the robot is saying. Okay, so I think, George is new to our community. I think Ola and Sara had limited exposure to Circassian. Berzaj, I know you speak. So you might have heard people say, for example, sitwahwe. This is like a very simple form. You might have heard some people say, sitwazahwer. Sitwazahwer, right? What is it that you want? Sitwahwe, what do you want? Sitwazahwer, what is it that you want? Right? When we add that in after a verb or inside of a verb, it means the thing that is receiving the action of the verb. Yes, George.
Is there one of these two formulations that's more common than the other? Because I know that in French, for example, we use a lot of, when we ask questions, we use a lot of things like, oh, when is it that we're going to go? Where is it that that person did that? This is very common in French. So I was wondering in Circassian, which one is more common, do you think?
Equally common.
Okay.
I would say equally common.
Okay.
Okay. So, robotem zagorjea. Okay. Robotem zagorjea. Sit ji'ara. Yitzar jea. Khabar jea. Aqua jea. The robot says many things. The robot says many things. Ola.
It.
Wa robotem ji'er zechepchera.
If I hear the robot saying something,
Do you hear what the robot is saying?
Anta sa robotem GA zechazoch.
Sa robotem GR zechazoch.
GR zechazoch.
Sarah.
Said Janti.
Sa sejisr zihepchera. Now, before you answer, take a guess at what I'm asking you. Sa jisr zihepchera.
Just sounds, it's very familiar, but I can't remember exactly.
Okay, so when we use this construction, robotem GR zihepchera, do you hear the thing the robot is saying? Okay, now I'm saying sa, not GR, because I don't say GR, sa jisr zihepchera. Do you hear the thing that I am saying?
Oh, sorry. Why did the form change?
So the form changes because this is the thing that the robot is saying. Okay, so this sa, you know what? This is I'm thinking this is a little bit too complicated. I'm sorry, guys. I think this is a little bit complicated. I just realized the verb form is getting a little complicated here. Let's skip this. There's a little bit of an experiment. But this part of it, going through like a Microstory, like if you were dropping in and you could only come, like if you didn't come to last week's class or you were a first-time student, and this was the story, right? And then the following week, this was a different story. Would this approach be easier to follow, to be able to jump in and follow in on?
Yeah.
For me, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's keep up with this. All right. We're going to do a little bit more of this sort of format. Okay. So this is what inspired this. This was from my daughter's class. All right. So class.
Said.
Sa telephone sa huish. Awa telephone si akam.
Oh.
Yeah. Si ja was funchi. It's unfortunate. Sa telephone sa huish. Awa telephone si akam. Telephone si akam. Berzaj.
Sit.
Was sit wahui?
Sa aksha squish.
Aksha wahuish. Who knows what's aksha? Who remembers?
Money.
Money. Masari.
Aksha?
Masari. Aksha.
Aksha. Okay. Aksha.
Aksha. Masari.
Aksha.
Baba altini masari.
Oh, yeah. Masari in Lebanon.
Baba
Yeah.
altini masari. Okay. What aksha wahuish? Berzaj what? Aksha wi'a.
Oxiash.
Quad wi'a. Hamara masha wi'a.
Masha siash.
Sorry, masha si. Pajwi sa quad si ashawa. Just answer of dejim some masha si ash. Sarah.
Said Janti.
What? Aksha quad wahui.
How much money do I want?
Do you want lots of money?
Oh, lots of money would be nice. So, sorry, can you repeat the question?
What? Aksha quad wahui.
And aksha quad sekhwesh.
Aksha quad wi'a.
How?
Sit wi'a.
The Ghazan Shawa.
Was in Shara wi'ash. Pej. Was in Shara wi'ash. Was in Shara. Ola.
Sit.
Chet. Aksha quad where. Chet aksha quad where. Chet.
Sara aksha quad huish.
Sa aksha quad so whesh. Okay. وانا مش except for you وانا مش خط يجري أخشى كود خوير
برزج أخشى كود خوش.
برزج أخشى كود خويش برزج أخشى كود يأ
أبي وجه.
أبي خوابس he wishes
الشارك.
برزج أخشى ماشا
Masha Siash.
عاش سياش.
وري أخشى كود ويأ همرا أخشى ماشا ويأ
سري أخشى ماش
ماشا
مشق
ماشا
مش
it's the sha is the same like shala shala that sha and shala same as ma sha
مش
masha
مش
yeah
سري مش سياش.
okay sit يجري ويأ
ونم سياش.
ونا ويأش خت da di gupum shish who among our group خت da di gupum shish was in shagazia
سراش.
warash خت يجري وانا مش
أبصوري.
sorry خت جيا sa was in shagasiash خت جيا أبودو who said that
Who said that? Sarah.
Sarah
Yeah.
oh I'm sorry I thought you said Sarah
No, I don't know why I said Sarash, but I meant
okay
Sarah.
okay cool
Yeah.
cool all right Zanshawa
Sit.
wa pult wiash Subjaser, I'm telling you. Wa pult wiash.
Oh, you're telling me.
Yeah.
I have a remote.
Yes, remote control.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Pult. Pult.
Oh yeah.
This,
Does that mean
this
like
is a Russian loan word. This is a Russian loan word. And the way I told my daughter to remember this word is the poltergeist has stolen the remote control. Pult. Pult. The poltergeist has stolen the remote control. Okay. So wa pult wiash Zanshawa. I'm telling you, you have a remote control. Wa pult wahwe.
Nta sa pult siash.
Pult wiash pej.
Did I say?
Awa pult wahwe.
Oh, do I want a remote?
Wahwe.
I don't know.
Sarkum. You can say I don't know. Sarkum.
How would you say I don't know if I want the remote? How would you say
Sarkum
that?
suhwema.
Sherkam sehuema.
Suhwe.
Oh,
So
yeah.
suhwe is like a stem, right? Suhwesh is I want. When we add m to the end of any verb, at the end of the verb, it means if. If.
Okay.
So what you're saying is, I don't know if I want a remote.
Okay.
Sarkum
How did I say it one more time? Sapult.
Sarkum pult suhwema.
Okay. So like so sherkam pult. Wait, one more time. That last part.
Pult suhwe ma.
Oh, so huema. Oh, okay, I see. I see now.
So if I say Zanshawa, if I say sa zagwar jisma, what does that mean?
Says jisma. If you have,
Keep going. If
you have something.
if I say something.
Okay, yeah.
Sa zagwar jisma.
Okay.
Okay, so Berzej, if I say sa zagwar jisma qazadawa, what does that mean?
I'm saying, if I say something, you listen.
Yes, if I say something, you listen to me.
Yeah.
Sa zagwar jisma qazadawa.
Punch ba.
Okay, so Zanshawa,
Sit.
sitwia,
What do I have? Subsia.
siwiash, polturwia.
Oh, subpulsia.
Poltwiash, Psiwiash. Poltuhwe.
Support Suhwesh.
Poltuhwesh. Hunch. Hat was in Shara Zia. Zanshawa.
Wait, say that again.
Hat was in Shara Zia.
Sarah Wuzenshaga Yash.
Tell me again. Sarah. Okay. I keep hearing Sarash. I don't know why. Sarah. Sarah was in Shara Yash Pej. But hat telephone ya.
Shirka.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yes. Berzej achshakwetwe.
Hawa Berzaj Aksha. I don't remember the word after that.
Qued. Qued. Achshakwed. How many achshama?
Suhwesh. Yes, yes. Berzaj Aksha Qued.
Achshakwedquesh. Wheelbarrow mkwedizu. Huh? Yeah. Okay. Hunch. Yamiz.
Sit.
Zichepkara. You hear me okay?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes. Yes. Can you see the screen? Okay. Subjester, I'm telling you. Wa maja we ash. Maja. Wa maja we ash.
Okay, you're telling me. Got it.
Okay. Yamiz. Sit we a.
Sit. Samaja siash.
Maja wa hwe.
Maja sehwekam.
Uhwekum awa we ash.
Siash, I guess.
Yeah. So you have it, but you don't want it.
Unta.
Yeah. Olam kwado. Ola COVID yash. Awa COVID hwekum. Peshka. Ola.
Ashkum.
It's
Wait, say
wrong
again.
what I said.
Sorry, say it again.
So if I say peshka, so pej means correct, right? But if I say peshka, it means like, isn't that correct?
Isn't
I'm
that
like,
correct?
it's like I'm saying, isn't that so? So
Yeah.
peshka. Ola COVID yash awa COVID hwekum. Peshka.
Yeshen. Pej. Pej.
Pej.
Pej.
Pej.
Yeah.
Pej. Pej. Sarah.
She's saying she can't hear. Her headphones aren't working.
That was Sarah. I thought that was Yemiz. Okay. Okay. My helmet over some reason so I can't hear. Oh my God. So she can't hear anything. I hope you're good. She can't hear me. I hope she's good at lip reading for Circassian. Okay. So let's keep going on. All right. Class.
Sit.
That's
Sit.
Sa surat soshao. Yeah. buddy.
Oh.
Yeah. Ooh. Okay. So the way I'm going to try to give you guys little like mnemonic devices. Surat. You have a friend named Susan who likes to draw pictures. Susan. Surat. Surat's Arabic, actually. Surat. So you
Yeah,
guys-
yeah. I was gonna
yeah,
say.
other than Zanshawa, you guys all know this word, surat. Okay. Surat soshao. Okay. Let's talk about the last one. Pencil. Right. So there's a witch spelled with a B named Karen who's making a mad dash for my pencil. Freaking Karen. We all hate Karen, right? Freaking Karen. So Karen is making a dash for my pencil. Karandash.
In Russian, we say that too, karandash.
Karandash. Okay. It's a loan word. But in Russian, it's karandash. In Circassian, karandash.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But I think stress is at the same place.
Yeah.
Karandash in
Karandash,
Russian,
yeah.
and okay. Yeah.
So Karen, that witch spelled with a B, she's making a mad dash for my pencil. Karandash. Okay. So now we have this this one here.
You
Okay.
remind me of me, Jonty, when I learned vocab in other languages. I
Mnemonic
have some funny
devices.
anecdotes with that.
Mnemonic devices. So how
Yeah.
do we say eyes? How do we say eye? Just one eye.
No.
No. No. Okay. So now we have this strange series of letters. Ghudja. Ghudja. Berazaj, do you know what the word ghudja all by itself means?
Isn't it window?
Mirror.
Mirror, yeah.
Mirror. Okay. So eyeglasses is eye mirror. Now think about this for a minute. That sounds strange. But when Alice was in Wonderland, how did she get into Wonderland the second time? She didn't go through the rabbit's hole. She went through the looking glass. Right? So another word for mirror in English is a looking glass because you look at it. Right? So think of mirror think of ghudja not as mirror. Think of ghudja as looking glass. And then think of glasses as eye looking glass. A looking glass for your eye. Okay? So ghudja, eyeglasses. All right? And did I give you guys telephone poltergeist? The poltergeist stole the remote control. We can never find the remote control. It's a poltergeist. And I'm sorry, I don't have a good word for maja. I just can't come up with maja. I don't know, maja. Maybe it's like margarine that you put on, no, comb. I don't know. I can't, they're not all winners. So sorry, guys. Okay.
Well,
So
maybe I don't know if it's the same word in English, but in French, mage is like the like the three kings in the Bible who like went to Jesus and things like that. We call them the les rois mages, like the mage kings. I don't know if that's their
magi.
name.
The magi. Yeah, magi. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe like they wanted to look good for Jesus, so they took a maja and combed their hair like with a maja to be in front of Jesus. I don't know.
We can say, Jesus Christ, comb your hair.
Yeah.
All right. So, and again, the format here, I think this one was too complicated because it has too many grammatical terms in it. But the format here is verb, 4 nouns, right? So you learn 5 words, separate verb, 5 nouns, 4 nouns. And here we use 3. Here we use 3. So let's just keep going. And this is a review as well, right? So, Ola,
Sid.
what surat pthawra?
Hawa surat tlawrkum.
Slawrkum.
Tlawrkum.
What's the pthawra?
Nagwaj sulhago.
No, what's the pthawra?
Nagwaja sago. Yeah. So how do you say I see it again?
So slaw.
Sulhago.
No, what's so slaw? No, what's wi'a?
Nta. See ash.
Sagaslaw. Show me.
It's in the car.
Harami wi'aqam. No,
What's
what's
your
wi'aqam?
Okay.
Qaqabtsaqwa, liar. Qaqabtsaqwa. No, what's wi'aqam? No, what's wi'aqam?
So, if I want it,
No, what's wi'aqam?
نغوجة سهوكم awa siash in the machine.
Si ash machinam. Dana sha'a we no what's
Because I use it when I drive.
Dana sha'a no what's.
Dana's where, right?
Yeah.
Oh, dana sha'a. No, machinam.
Machinam. Paj. Berazaj.
Sijanti.
وقرنداش بثاغرة
انت زي سوتلاو.
عرقلمش. What do you want? Qaqabtsaqwash. You're
He's
also
a liar too.
Qaqabtsaqwa. Qarandash wi'a.
انت زي سياش.
Okay, zil wi'ash. Karandash pshawra.
Slaworkum.
Pshawrkum. Pshawrkum. What's it pshawra Egyptsto?
Maja Soslawa.
Ah, maja boshal. Maja we
Jacha Maja.
Yeah, jacha maja. Jacha maja. Jacha is beard. Jacha maja. Jacha maja we ash. Zanshawa.
Sit.
Wa maja pshawra.
Hawa. Samaja. So how? So how do you say that? Chawarkum.
Ah, wa maja pshawrkum. Wa maja we
Computer. So how?
Hunch wa computer boshal. Awa.
Oh.
Wa maja we
Oh, did you ask me that? That was originally what you asked me? Oh, my bad. Wait, I'm sorry. So say it again.
Wa maja we
Hawa samaja siakam.
Khat maja zia. Khat.
Berzaj maja yeah.
Berzaj
Yeah.
maja yash. Pej. Pej. George.
Did Janti.
Wa surat zikhabkhara. Hamra surat pshawra.
Surat Sochao.
Ah, surat bosha. Yeah, Pej. Khat surat zikhabkhara. Who listens? Who hears a picture? Khat. Zagwar ulla. Zagwar crazy. Zagwar ulla. Somebody who's crazy. Yeah. Ulla. Ulla. Not ulla.
Zay. Surat sorry?
Zikhaskarkam.
Zakhaskhakam.
Ah, study zikhaskarkam surat.
Zakhaskhakam.
Yeah, study zikhaskarkam. I guess Sada's earphones are still broken. Yamiz.
Sit.
There you are. Oh my God. Then it was sha'a.
So then Egypt 2 autobus.
Autobus sha'a. Wa sasi nagur pshawra.
Sanagwar. Sochia.
Sasi nagur
Sasi Nagwar.
pshawra.
Sasi Nagwar Sochia.
Okay. Sarah. Sasi makra zikhebkhara.
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Sasi makra zikhebkhara. Sasi makra zikhebkhara.
مقور زخزوخ.
Sa we makr zikhzoch.
ومقر زخزوخ.
Sarah.
انت
Wa radio we
حوا راديو سأقم.
Radio we akam. Wow.
Hawa.
Wa computer we
انت كمبيوتر سأ.
Wa zazamiza وراد zikhebkhara. Do you remember zazamiza?
Sometimes.
Wa
Yeah.
zazamiza وراد zikhebkhara.
تاز زازمزة ورد سخزوخ.
Zanshawa.
Sit.
Wa وراد we
Do I have a song? Da. Sawared siash.
Sosa. Sa
Red.
zikhashash we ورادر.
Say that again.
Sa zikhashash we ورادر. I have heard your song.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Gotcha. Which one?
I saw a posting on Facebook.
Oh, okay. It's probably Exodus.
So now I'm mixing all the verbs and I'm mixing all the nouns. If you guys are noticing, right? I'm jumping around a little bit. Okay. So I don't know. I'm a little tired, guys, and I don't know. I wasn't prepared for a smaller class, so I thought we'd go through fewer slides. But what do you guys think of this little micro story approach where we just kind of burn through the slides, the verbs and the nouns? A little bit
I
I
like
easier.
really
that.
liked it. It was great. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
So I think what I'm going to do, so let me stop the share. I think what I'm going to do moving forward is it's going to be less about a story that's in a narrative, and it's going to be more about the most simple form of the verb, and then 3 or 4 nouns, and then I'll just burn through each of them. And this way, depending on how big or how small the class is, we can actually cover a lot more content. So you'll see, I think only George made it to the Monday class. It was George, Satanai, what's his name?
Albert, and
Albert.
me.
Yeah.
Albert and Yamiz
Sorry.
was there
Yamiz.
too. Yeah, Yamiz.
So it was a smaller class than this, and Yamiz, remember, we flew through the content, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, the thing is, when there's like 18 people in the class, if I give everybody 2 minutes to talk, that's 36 minutes right there. And you only talk for 2 minutes. So when it's fewer people, we can move around a lot more quickly, if you'll notice. So I think this is the format we'll take moving forward.
I think it's great, and I think it might be even better adapted for more class sizes. So I think that's great. I think.
What I
Yeah.
like about it is also it makes it easier. Like if somebody drops in or drops out of the class, like, hey, I'm busy, I got sick, I was traveling for work or something, whatever it is, you might miss 2 or 3 classes in a row, but each class is like an individualized capsule. And if you know more words, like I know Berzaj has a bigger vocabulary, I'll push him a little bit more. If I know, like we covered Zezamiza, I know Sara knows Zezamiza, I'll throw out more vocabulary. But if somebody, like in my yesterday's class in Eurasia, I had a guy who just dropped in for the very first time. And everybody else in that class has been through 22 hours of lessons so far. So
That's happened to me too. And when I teach Chinese, so it's happened to me too that I had a new student like after I had taught many classes before that, and I had to find a way to adapt it so that she wouldn't feel overwhelmed. And so I understand that. And if you need tips, I can help maybe with those things.
Okay.
I have experience. Yeah.
cool. All right, guys. Questions, comments before we wrap up?
Did you
Go
say that,
ahead. Go ahead.
did you say that Ula means crazy?
Ulla.
Ula.
Hola.
No.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's
uh.
Ula.
No, hang on. Let me go to the notes section. Give me a second here. We'll pop it in here. Hang on. Ulla. 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 Berzaj, you never heard this word in your life?
Hola. What's zmush mean? Or
Zamush.
how? Usha. Zmush.
Ushha means mountain.
I'm probably thinking of something else like zmush. Like don't be ush. I'm forgetting the word now, but I haven't heard.
It might be a Bazak word also.
Mm.
Yeah. Ulla. Very different than Ola. Very different. Very different. Ulla.
Jonty, I had a quick question. When it was on that slide that we ended up skipping, but it was when you added the gr on it, the is that anything similar to when we're trying to like make a word a diabza that
No.
isn't a diabza and we add to the end? Okay.
So the way to think about it is, if I say boy, how do I say boy?
Sha'ala.
How do I say the boy?
Sha'ala.
Sh'alir. Well, also there's two ways.
Yeah,
Sh'alem
sha'ala.
if it's ergative, sh'alir if it's
Mhm.
nominative, right? So there's two ways.
Mhm.
So if I say jisr yada'wa, what does that mean, Barzaj?
What you're saying, I'm listening to.
Yeah.
I'm listening to what you're saying.
Jisr, the thing that I'm
Yeah,
saying, listen to. So it sounds strange. This is probably linguistically not correct, but the same way that we put after shala to say the boy,
Mm.
jisr, the thing I say, that little at the end, it means the thing that
Mhm.
just I say. Jisr, the thing that I say, yada'wa. Listen. Make sense? I see
Makes sense.
processing time.
Yeah, yeah. I was trying to think of another example of that, like with different verbs. Could you throw one?
sit. What is it
Muzakir.
that you want? Wazafir sit. What is it that you are looking at?
Okay.
Wazafir sit. What is it that you are drinking?
Mm.
Without were sit. What is it that you are listening to?
Mhm.
You can do it with almost any verb.
Yeah.
Wazafir sit. What is it that you are looking at?
Got it. Yeah, that makes more sense now that you put it that way.
George, you have a question?
Yeah, so just to make sure I understood your point. So are you saying that the nominative R at the end of shajar is the same as the one we say in sit sijr, like the one that means the thing that you're
It's
saying
similar.
they're the same, both are the same
Similar.
R, you're saying?
Both have the same yeah.
No, what I mean is, yes, they're the same R as in they have the same pronunciation, but are you saying that they are the same suffix? Is what
Yes.
I'm saying.
Well,
You think so?
linguistically, I'm not qualified to say they're the same suffix, but
I'm not
conceptually,
sure, yeah.
they both are identifying that there is something definite, not abstract or general. There is something definite that is associated with the thing they attach to. So shala
Oh,
is
so
boy.
it could be.
Shala is boy. It could be any boy. Shalir is the boy. Okay,
Okay, so it could be the same
I
and the
think
same
it's
suffix,
probably the
actually.
same, but I'm not linguistically qualified to say it.
I
Maybe
could-
it is, maybe it's not.
I'm curious, actually. Maybe I could like try to find more patterns and examples and see if it's true, but it seems like it might be the case that it might be the same suffix. Because, for example, in English, if I say the z, like, for example, there's one z for plural, as in, I don't know, bees or bottles. There's another one for genitive, like Mary's car. So they're pronounced the same, but they're not the same suffix, because Mary's car, Mary's is not a plural. So that's why I was wondering, in Circassian, what is it with these two R's? Is it the same or not? So it's interesting to wonder about that. Yeah,
Yeah, they're probably the same. They're probably
Maybe.
the same. Yeah.
Mm.
All right. I feel low energy here in the class tonight. I mean, we got Berzej in sunny California, so I mean,
It actually
it's on
snowed
fire
today.
half the time, so of course it's going to be sunny.
It snowed today after 10 years.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, well, at least in the city I live in, it was like a freak like scenario.
Wow.
It's
Ran
snowed
outside.
too.
Everybody doing okay? Otherwise,
Yeah.
Yes. Sorry, tamamsh?
sorry
it-
tamams.
Sorry, tamamsh or tamam?
Sorry tamams.
Sorry, tamamsh.
Mhm. Okay.
I have a question.
Yeah.
So when's our last class? Like, do you know?
Well, if I think it's probably, let me think.
Not that I want
Ramadan,
it to end, I'm just asking.
yeah, Ramadan, I think it's probably going to be the last week of March.
Last week of March.
Okay.
So it's gonna end on a Wednesday then, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm looking at
Well,
a calendar, let's say March 30th.
March 30th.
okay,
That's
okay.
pretty soon.
Yeah.
I know, time just flies by.
Mm.
I was gonna say, I was gonna say it was gonna be a nice birthday present for me because my birthday is in the end at the end of March. But at the same time, I'm not sure because it's the last class. So is it
Yeah.
really a present? I don't know, but
Yeah.
I don't know, but yeah. So, but it's nice to have a class at that time around my birthday.
Well, we're happy for it. So
Yeah.
I think you guys were all in the first semester too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys are, this is class number 16,
Hmm.
and they're 1.5 hours long. That's 24 hours. So the TPRS people say that by 20 hours, you get to some level of comfort. And by 50 hours, you reach conversational fluency. So we won't quite reach 50 hours. Actually, you guys are more than 24 hours because you also did last semester. So you guys might be around 40 hours right now. How are you guys feeling now versus like the first day of class in terms of ability to speak, ability to understand, comfort, confidence?
I mean, in my case, I feel like, I mean, it's pretty obvious, but there's been a huge evolution because, you know, before taking the class, I knew, I mean, I knew like I knew about Circassians and a bit about the Circassian language as well, but it was like knowing about it. But knowing it itself, probably nearly zero things. But now I can say a lot of things now in Circassian. Of course, maybe I wouldn't be able to be interviewed yet, or maybe I wouldn't like use a lot of complicated words, but I can say things like I can, you know, talk about what I like, what I see, what I hear, what so and so said, if I'm tired, like it's a lot of things. I'm really impressed. I'm happy. C'est guapas, c'est guapas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How about other people? How are other people feeling?
Like to me, I was struggling with even knowing what anta means. And the only few words that I knew were abzach from mom. And now the fact that I can even understand things you say without looking at my notes or being able to compose an answer and then have words in my mind that I know what it means, I'm more than happy, more than proud of what I did.
Okay.
I love it.
Okay. Anyone else?
Yeah, I'm really proud as well with the progress. Like coming in, I barely knew any words, and now it's like even if I don't remember everything, but at least I'm familiar with the words. I do have to look back at my notes, but yeah, it's great.
Okay. How about you, Zanshawa? How are you feeling?
Good. Like I had, you know, the class with Professor Hammett, and like I feel like I had like vocab lists like building, but I think I mentioned this too, and I had like no idea how to actually like put them together in sentences. So like now, like, you know, I'm learning how to do that, and I feel a lot more confident with that. Like I'll formulate sentences in my head like throughout the day and like stuff like that. So yeah.
And so Hamid's a very good friend of mine, and he's like me. He and I are probably the only two people that I know of right now that are actively gathering field data. Like this is still experimentation for us, you know, and he's probably the only guy in the play. I mean, I'm going to clock by the time we come in at March 30th, I'm going to clock in 100 hours of teaching. I think there are professional teachers in Homeland who don't have 100 hours of teaching, right? Because they teach like 2 times a week for 45 minutes. And he's evolved and I'm evolving, and we still collaborate. We collaborate very closely. He's even given me like in Circassian culture, this is a very, very big gift. So it's a bone, it's a knuckle bone from a sheep.
Is that one of the knuckle bones?
Yeah.
Wow.
So because you took one of his earliest experimental classes.
Yeah.
How did his class differ from, how did the experience, because I didn't even take his earliest classes. I took some of his later classes. How did your experience with him differ from what we're doing here?
Well, I think he had grouped us in different like groupings as well of, you know, familiarity and whatnot. So like my whole class was like complete beginners. And so we went through the alphabet first and slowly introduced words. Yeah, I feel like later on it was kind of like like lots of different parts. Like he actually did a lot of like having us read. Like that was a big part of it, is learning how to read the
Yeah.
Cyrillic and stuff like that. But yeah, I feel like he would jump around to like different topics, and so it was like we were learning. I don't know. One day we were reading from a history book. One day we were learning about names of animals, like lots of different topics. And but like I mean, in like in a really good way. It was like giving like a really good like round like idea of many different things and topics and words and stuff like that.
Okay. How does that, Jim? How are you guys feeling about the experience so far?
I'll say that probably my biggest issue was like the prefixes and suffixes and stuff. And I know we didn't go deep into grammar, but I understand all of that stuff a lot more. And with previous teachers at like the CBA and stuff, they weren't teachers, just people who spoke the language. They weren't able to explain all that stuff too well to us. And I'd say that was my biggest problem, was we would learn a word, and then when you put it in a sentence, there's a there's there's a, you know, a different like way to say it, and that just totally confused me. And then I learned that in this class, and now I feel like I'm not at the level where I think I can, I guess, teach myself enough. I think there's like a little bit more that I still need to learn to get over that, but I'm confident that I can learn this.
Okay. And how about you, Berzej?
With me, so obviously I knew Abzak, barely knew any Qabardeh. It was like, I wouldn't say it was foreign to me, because I'm very good at, you know, finding the connections between the two. But definitely over these, you know, past few, all these classes that we've taken so far, when I went to Homeland in the summer, I felt like it was very difficult to communicate and understand people. And now I feel like I'm at a level where I'm very comfortable with the Qabardeh language. Maybe not when it was spoken fast to me, but I'm very comfortable with it now. I understand most of it. And I guess one way to measure my progression is like, I'm able to do like voice dialogues with friends I have out there in Qabardeh, and, you know, like 2 minutes long and stuff. So I'm to that level of comfort. So I definitely learned a lot.
Okay. How are you guys feeling about the Cyrillic alphabet? We haven't explicitly covered one of the decisions I made early on was to avoid the classic trap that most of my peers go through, which is like they spend 6 weeks on the alphabet, and 6 weeks later, 90% of the students drop out because they're not learning how to say stuff, right? But how are you? So we didn't cover the alphabet, but it's in every single class. Are you guys feeling, I know some of you can read already, but for those of you who are new or still learning, do you feel like you're picking up some of the Cyrillic, or do you feel like you just block it out and look straight at the Latin letters?
I look at the Latin letters. Probably it's not the best thing to do, but yeah, I need those transliterations.
But are you picking up any of the Cyrillic, or do you just not even look at it?
I think I've picked up a few, but I feel like definitely that's an area I need to improve on. But I feel like I have to take the time and actually learn the alphabets.
Okay. Give me one moment, George, because I know you read Cyrillic. I think Ola also had like 0 grounding in Cyrillic. I know Berzej has seen it. I know you missed
different, but okay, yeah.
But Ola, what's your experience so far been with the Cyrillic?
I was just gonna say, it doesn't really sound like a barrier to know more, and this is why we're all sticking around. We're still showing back to like more classes, but maybe it's because you put it in Latin too, so we can read it. So that's definitely something I want to work on later. And I talked to Inad about it. He's like, if anybody else want to join, we're thinking we could do it on a separate Zoom, practice, and then go through the letters. So then that's one thing I want to have for future classes. I don't want to just keep blocking it away and like looking at Latin words. Because to me, the letters are not getting familiar. I don't look at the letters. I just look at the transliteration.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
George, you going to share something?
Yes. So about teaching the alphabet, basically, I can tell you my experience with that. So I personally think that what's really important is if it's not teaching the alphabet, then at least teaching the sounds, really. I think that's pretty important because, you know, anything that you're going to learn in the whole language down the line is going to be a combination of sounds, because all words you will learn, you have to combine sounds to say them. And if you have zero idea or zero reference points on how to say them, then, you know, it might be hard to pick up the words. And also you may pick up bad habits of like pronouncing them in a way that will make you misunderstood with them, especially in a language like Circassian, which has a lot of subtleties between like a sh and things like that. So I think it's useful, at least the sound distinctions, like what we call phonology, basically. I think it's useful to teach the alphabet so that it can get to teaching sounds, because I can tell you my experience. So you know, I teach Chinese, and in Chinese there are also lots of sounds that are a bit subtle to, especially to French and English speakers. So I teach them in a way that's fun and in a way that, you know, puts similar sounds in pairs together so that they learn both of them at the same time and see what the difference is. And then we spend maybe at most one class on this, and then we move on to other things, and you know, they have fun while doing it because I make them play games. Like, for example, I will challenge them by saying a word, and
let's make that part of the conversation that you and I have offline, George, when we talk about ideas for the classes and stuff. We're just getting a little bit too far off the field.
Sorry. Okay. And okay. So
it's okay.
Okay. Can I say one about something else, like a different? So I also teach songs to my students, and I find that this is an extremely good way to help them with pronunciation. I've noticed, like, I had one student in particular who struggled a lot with pronouncing words in Chinese, but she became really good after you know, singing the song that we were practicing together, which was by the way a song that became a viral meme. So we learned to sing it, and she became really good at pronunciation afterwards. So just a thing maybe for Circassian too.
Okay,
that's it. I will shut up now.
One last question. Most of you, I think Yamiz is the only exception. I don't think any of us, me included, other than Yamiz, I don't think any of us live anywhere near any sort of large community, right? Now I have my mom, I have my wife, and I have my kids, so that's my community, and we speak Circassian every day. I have a home in Nalchik. We go back there every summer. What's your guys' end goal here, right? I'm just kind of curious. Is the goal here to speak to native people? Is the goal here to satisfy an itch? Is the goal here to read literature? I mean, like, what is the natural conclusion of this journey that you guys are all on? I'm just curious. Go ahead, George.
So speaking as a non-Circassian person, I'd say my goal, you know, my goal in learning not only Circassian, but also having learned other languages, you know, up to this point, is really to connect with more people from around the world that have different worldviews, different experiences, different cultures. I want to connect with those people and make more friends on a deeper level. And I I have found over time that learning their language has been a really good way to do that. So for me with Circassian, that's basically it. Like, I mean, this goal is still here. Like, you know, if I've already learned quite a lot about or quite a lot of the Georgian language, because I have a really close friend of mine who's Georgian, and it's a Caucasian people as well. So I have found it really interesting, and I thought, hey, I could learn about other Caucasian cultures as well. And my friend said, oh, that's a great idea. And so I think it's a good way for me to just broaden my horizons and just see more than also learn other languages other than the ones that are really popularly taught, like, you know, those that are really major, like Spanish, German, Italian, always those same major languages that are said to be useful, like quote unquote, and taught everywhere. I wanted to have a change of taste, right? Find something else. And and since Jonty, like I had known you from a little bit from Langfest and other places, like Benny's video as well. I thought, oh, he's gonna give a class. Awesome, I'm gonna take it, and that's my goal now. I hope I can reach it. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. How about the rest of you guys?
I'll go first. So for me, there's two reasons. I really want to embrace that identity, that culture in me, not just know a part of it and then exclude the rest. I want to be part of the language. I want to understand. I want to speak it. And then I do have maybe not a community like you mentioned, but there's a lot of people that I could speak in Circassian to. And being able to have that conversation and then feeling more involved and then being able to link up with people using the language, using the culture, using the dance and different components of it makes me really proud, makes me happy. And if I can teach it down the line, that's even better. That's the way I look at it.
Are you tearing up on us, Ola?
No.
Okay.
But I'm gonna leave now. Thank you, John T. I'll see you guys
Thank you,
next
Ola.
class.
Yeah.
Take care.
Bye, was show,
Bye,
Ola.
Ola.
Then sure.
Isn't sure.
How about the rest of you guys?
I think for me, like this class has also helped me learn more about the culture, which is something that I've always been interested about. The community here is growing, but I wouldn't call it a large community. So, it's always nice to learn more about our culture. And for me, the level I want to reach is just something that I can like speak to my grandparents with. Yeah, that's my end goal.
Do your grandparents speak Arabic?
They speak Arabic, they do, yeah, but they live in Nalchik. So like when I visit them, I'd like to also know how to speak to them there as well.
Yeah, got it. Got it. What about the rest of the guys here?
I'll go. Yeah, I mean, my biggest thing about learning the language, and it's close to what Ola said, is, I see my parents as fluent speakers, and then I don't see myself as like a fully fluent speaker, like as good as them. So I could only imagine how quickly it'll decline generation to generation, and I don't want to be that guy. So that cuts it off. So, and I understand the value of language and how it ties to the culture. Like, I don't know, I feel something special when I speak at Gabza to someone, whether they're from, here in New Jersey or across the world. Like there is that deep connection. Like we speak the same language, it's different, it's unique. So it ties to the culture very well. It's a special language. So that's my motivation.
How about you, Zanshawa?
Yeah, actually, with like what Brazad said about like how quickly it can be lost, like I think I've said this before, like it hasn't been spoken in my family for like quite some time. So part like for me, like motivation is to help bring it back. Yeah, I mean, definitely ultimately the goal is to get as fluent as possible and to be able to speak with native speakers and just speak to different communities and peoples from around the world.
What about you, Yamiz? You want to run for president of the CBA?
I want to go yell at all the old people in the GMM meeting in Circassian.
Yeah.
No, it's similar to everyone else. I really want to, it's our language. We're Circassian. We should know how to speak Adigabza. I think it's the best way to connect with who we are. I want to get to a conversationally proficient level, and I want to be able to teach it to my kids. And when I'm teaching it to them, I'm going to be learning, and I want to make sure that they speak it better than I do. So that's my goal.
Inshallah. Okay, cool. Well, thanks everybody for sharing your stories. I do appreciate it. And I will see you guys, inshallah, on Monday.
But Jonty, you're doing a super great job, by the way. And all of our goals that we have, you are an amazing tool to help us reach those goals. I really mean it.
Thank you.
And I think everyone means it too.
Yeah, of course. I agree.
Of course, yeah.
Thank you very much.
See you, inshallah.
See you guys.
Bye-bye.
So